All right, let's open up a case file on a real cyber detective story. We're talking about a top-secret cyber weapon, one built for spies, that somehow got loose. It escaped into the wild and landed right in the hands of criminals. This is the story of how that happened, and what it really means when a weapon like this goes rogue. Let's follow the clues. So this is really the core question we're digging into, right? When a tool that's built for super precise surgical espionage breaks containment, it doesn't just poof, disappear. No, it mutates, it spreads, and its targets change. We're about to go from the world of high-stakes international intrigue right down to the device that's probably in your pocket as we speak, and the stakes, they honestly could not be higher. So here's how we're going to break down this investigation. We'll follow the evidence through 5 key chapters. First, we'll get to know the weapon itself. Then we'll trace its journey through a pretty shadowy marketplace. After that, we'll uncover its new criminal purpose, investigate its super mysterious origin, and finally, we'll get into what this all means for your own personal security.
Okay, so let's start with the weapon at the heart of all this. Internally, its developers gave it the name Coruna. And as you're about to see, this thing is a remarkably powerful and sophisticated piece of work. It's what we in the security world call an exploit kit.
So what even is an exploit kit? Well, think of it like a master key for digital locks. It's this whole package of tools that probes a device, say your iPhone, and it's just looking for a weakness, a vulnerability. Once it finds one, boom, it uses a specific tool, an exploit, to break right in. And Coruna, well, it doesn't just have one key. It has a whole key ring full of them.
And this is what's just wow. The sheer scale of this thing is wild. Coruna is built from 23, that's 23, individual exploits. And these aren't just sloppily thrown together. No, they're professionally engineered into 5 complete and distinct attack chains. What that means is it has multiple ways to break into a device, which makes it incredibly versatile and, frankly, super dangerous.
And just think about how many people this affects. The weapon's reach is staggering. It can hit a huge range of iOS versions, starting back in September of 2019 all the way up through December 2023. That's a massive window, potentially putting millions and millions of iPhones that haven't been updated at risk, just from visiting a single bad website. So, the big question is, how does a weapon this powerful end up in so many different hands? And that question, well, it takes us right into the second part of our investigation, tracing Coruna's journey through the murky, completely unregulated world of exploit sales. So when you look at the timeline, you see just how fast this thing spread, and it's really alarming. In less than a year, Coruna went from being a tool used by a customer of a spy tech company to being picked up by a suspected Russian state-backed group to attack Ukrainian websites, and then finally, it ends up in the hands of a Chinese criminal group for a huge financial scam. The evidence trail shows this weapon moving from spies to soldiers to thieves, and the speed of that transfer just shows you how unstable this new digital arms race really is.
And this quote from the mobile security firm iVerify, man, it just hits the nail on the head. This isn't just some abstract technical problem anymore. It's a fundamental shift in the whole threat landscape. The kinds of digital weapons that were once aimed at presidents and diplomats are now being turned against everyday people. The game has totally changed.
All right, so when this Chinese criminal group got their hands on Coruna, what did they do with it? They weren't interested in state secrets or political targets. Nope. Their motive was much, much simpler and way more direct. It was all about the money.
And this is where it all clicks, the motive. The criminals basically ripped out the old espionage tools and plugged in their own malware, what we call a payload, which Google is tracking as Plasma Grid. This new payload wasn't designed to spy. Its one and only job is to find and empty your cryptocurrency wallets, period.
And man, is this thing specialized. It hunts for some of the biggest names out there, like MetaMask, Phantom, and Exodus. In total, it targets 18 different apps. So if you use any of these on your phone, you are squarely in the crosshairs of this attack.
So how did they trick people? It was a classic lure. They set up this huge network of fake financial and crypto websites. And get this, some of them even had pop-ups that would specifically tell visitors to switch over to their iPhone to use the site. They were literally guiding potential victims right into the trap where the exploit kit was waiting.
And once it's on your phone, it is absolutely relentless. It's programmed to scan your Apple Notes, looking for keywords like seed phrase or bank account. It even goes through all the photos on your device, hunting for any screenshots of QR codes that might lead to a crypto wallet. It's a digital thief, just rummaging through your most personal files, looking for the keys to your digital cash.
Okay, so this is where the story takes a really interesting and kind of controversial turn. A weapon this sophisticated doesn't just appear out of thin air. So who built it? The clues point to a very intriguing origin story.
So the key clue that researchers found was a direct technical link. The Coruna exploit kit uses two incredibly complex vulnerabilities, which have the codenames Photon and Gallium. Now, here's the kicker. Those are the exact same two vulnerabilities that were used in a 2023 attack called Operation Triangulation, which Kaspersky said targeted thousands of Russian diplomats.
And that is the million-dollar question. Because Russia's security service, the FSB, alleged that the original Operation Triangulation was an NSA job. This link has led some security experts to suggest that Coruna might have been developed by a U.S. contractor. The theory is that a U.S.-made cyber weapon might have been leaked or sold, and now it's being used by Russian and Chinese groups.
But, and this is super important, we've got to look at the other side of the coin here. This is a crucial counterpoint from Boris Larin at Kaspersky, the very firm that discovered the original triangulation attack. He says that, yeah, both attacks use the same vulnerabilities, but that's not proof. Think of it this way. Two different carpenters can build two completely different houses, but use the same blueprint for a window. He's saying a vulnerability isn't a component, and there's no evidence that the actual code was copied. So for now, the origin remains a mystery.
Okay, so let's bring this whole investigation home. We've talked about spies and criminals and mysterious origins, but what does this runaway spyware actually mean for you, an everyday iPhone user? Let's get into the practical stuff you can actually do to protect yourself.
Look, you are not powerless here. First, and this is the most important one, update your phone. The exploits that Coruna uses have all been patched by Apple in the latest versions of iOS. Second, if for some reason you can't update, enable lockdown mode. The malware is actually smart enough to detect this high security mode, and it's programmed to just stop its attack. And finally, a simple daily restore can be surprisingly effective. A lot of these infections aren't persistent, meaning they don't reload after a shutdown. So a quick reboot can be enough to wipe them right out of your phone's memory.
And look, if you take one thing away from how this specific malware operates, let it be this. We saw that it specifically searches your notes and your photos. So please, never, ever keep your crypto recovery phrase, that list of 12 or 24 words, as plain text in a note or as a screenshot on your phone. That is just like leaving your bank vault key taped to the front door.
And we'll end with this thought. The case of Coruna is so much more than a story about one piece of malware. It's really a perfect illustration of a bigger, way more dangerous problem. When governments and spy agencies create and buy these incredibly powerful cyber weapons, they can't always control where they end up. They leak, they get stolen, they get sold. And a weapon that's designed for one very specific target today can easily be turned against anyone tomorrow. It leaves us with a critical question to think about. In this new digital arms race, who is ever truly safe?